Okay, Andreas, welcome to the channel, welcome to our war game. This is a style of video that we like to call player profiles, and you're going to be the first one. A player profile is a coverage of the player that have played on the channel. I think that's quite self-explanatory. So first of all, what's your name, and where are you from, and how old are you?
Well, my name is Andreas. I'm 29. I'm here from Denmark. Denmark.
Denmark? Denmark?
It's like the Nordic edition of Mordor.
Denmark. Yeah. You're from IKEA.
Yeah, it's like the second capital of IKEA.
Yeah. Okay. Which games do you play? Like, we know you play Warhammer 40,000 because that's why you're here. But do you play other games?
Well, I actually played Warhammer Fantasy back in the old days with an Orc and Goblin army. I had like 3,000 points of it. So I had like, was it 200 goblins? And like 50 black orcs. It was so stupid because I had a unique leader named Grimgor Ironhide, who has the effect that, oh, your elite choice is black orcs. Yeah, they're core units instead. It was like, so my army had like 3,000 points, and they say, well, your elite choices are black orcs, right? No, they're core units. Oh. So when I fight against another person, they were like, how am I gonna fight like 50 black orcs that hits for like a truck? Well, hit them with a bigger truck, and that's how I lost.
So how did you get in? You also play a lot of board games, right?
Oh, I have a collection of board games. I have so many board games. I have rented a spare room just to have my board game set.
That's a lot of board games.
I'm at 40.
You're at 40 board games?
Yes.
You think you could bring some on the channel at some time? Then we could play some here.
I got all kind of board games. I got dice rolling. I got gambling. I got dark humor. I got horror games too. Family games, child games. Parading on.
Yeah.
Cards.
That's nice. So how did you get into Warhammer as an adult? Because most of us got into it as kids through sort of looking at cool models. But how did you get into it as an adult?
Well, that was actually... Ooh... It was when I was married, then my now ex-wife, we had we were looking for hobbies we both were interested in, and I was telling her that I used to collect models and stuff, and then she was like, "Oh, that sounds pretty fun," and then she went out and bought some painting and some models, and then we just sat down one evening after the kids were sleeping and I glued it together and painted them, and it was quite funny. Just the two of us, and then and she bought me some more models. I have an Elder starter collection I was starting on, but never finished, and then I was like, And then there went a couple of years where I've been together with Alex, the lead of the channel, and he told me, hey, we are having this scenario. Want to start up an army again? And I was like, sure, why not? And then I found out I had a lot of free time, and then it just escalated, and now I'm here.
Well, that's nice. Okay, so that's how you got into the hobby, and yeah, I think that's what it's like for most of us. Like, we have a friend that suddenly comes out and says, "Hey, come over and play." So, what do you think about the hobby now that you're back into it? Do you enjoy painting, modeling?
I thinking the part where I model and I just gluing the piece together is one of the things I enjoy the most. To just figure out how I can make this model look the most epic with what I have. And that thing I enjoy a lot. The painting process is very hard for me because I have really shaky hands. So my starter was just one starter collection of my Chaos Marines I used here, and with some extra spare units. It took me like a month or more to paint them because I was painting over so many times. I figured out a color scheme I actually liked, and when I finally find one and made a working process, it took me still like a week to paint like 10 Marines, because it just takes me a lot of time to actually hit it.
Well, doing your best is what's most important.
Yeah, and the actual gameplay, when you first get into it, it seems kind of quite overwhelming, but when you get used to it after you played a couple of games and start remembering the rules, it's actually quite fun. Since my last match then, and when I played it well, I think, and then I was like, oh, I learned some new things at that match, then I learned some more new things at the next match, until I actually feel, quite well into it, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I get that. I feel exactly the same way. What's your favorite model that you have or don't have? What's your favorite model that you don't have and want to get?
My favorite model. Ooh, is that an orc or chaos, you ask?
Let's do one of both.
Okay,
Or one of each.
one of each. I would love to get just one of the squig buggies for the orcs. Just one of them. Either that or one of the big airplanes. I just love the concept of this giant wreckage of a plane that somehow flies even though there's no engine. I love it. I just love it.
It's impossible not to love.
And for chaos units, I am looking forward to getting Forge Fiend, I think. Just that semi-dragon dinosaur who is like, it's like a dragon and a demon and a machine at the same time. It's like, you take three great parts, merge them together and get a fucking great unit. And I'm sorry for swearing.
That's okay.
It's just like, it's amazing to look at, and the things you could do with it, I just love it.
Oh, that's good. We hope you'll come back to play again someday.
Of course.
Yeah, this has been a nice one. Thanks for telling us a bit about yourself, Andreas. I've been Alex, and this has been our war game, and we'll see you all next time.
Yes, orcs.